Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. Today is October 13th, 2017, and this is Motivational Live. Before I get started, I want to remind everybody that this weekend is the Tin Dusters in Quincy, Illinois. It's where we have all the old cars come in, and basically we have thousands of these old cars come in, and we do a huge car show. It is awesome. So if you get a chance, I just want to say that before I get going with my motivation, because today there's a reason. If you've been paying attention to my posts, I put up several posts that are referring to what military pay is, and this is not a military talk, this is a motivational talk, and there's a reason for it. Alright, everybody saw that I put up there what it between an E1 and an E6 is. Now, when you join the military, we're going to give you a quick overview of what the military is. You sign a contract. Believe it or not, I've seen 2-year contracts, I've seen 4-year contracts, I've seen 6-year contracts. And it's when we're young, we're full of, spit and vinegar. I don't want to say the other thing, otherwise I might get in trouble or offend somebody. But here's the thing. We're full of life, we're full of energy, but we look at life as in, you know what, am I going to be doing this my entire life, or is this something that right now I need to do in order to basically have somebody else motivate me? Okay? So, anyway, when you go in, you sign up, you go in as a poolie, then you go in as an E1, which is a private. What people don't understand in life, everything to do with life, with motivation, with everything you do, there is a goal-setting ability. When you go in as an E1, you don't have much responsibility other than to learn. Go in there. They teach you to brush your teeth in the morning. They teach you to take a shower. They teach you how to do physical fitness, PT, okay? And at the end of the month, end of the month, you get what's called an LES, leave and earning statement. On that leave and earning statement, it actually tells you how much you made. Everybody's expecting that leave and earning statement. That's great. You want to make more, you better get more rank, because there's no other way of making money other than moving up in rank. However, if you move up in rank, like you do in business, if you want to go to that next level, that means you got to take on more responsibility. That means you have to earn everything you do. Now, so an E1 wants to become an E2, and believe it or not, they're pretty motivated about it, because they're like, man, I don't want to be a private my entire life. I want to be a PFC, private first class. I want to have a little bit of responsibility. I want to be a fire team leader. I might want to be a squad leader. I might want to go out, and so I've got to do more training. I've got to get more MCIs, Marine Corps Institute. There's these books we do, okay? I want to read more. Even in the Marine Corps, we are told and encouraged to read, okay? The Last 100 Yards, all these different books that we read in the military. Now, let me ask you this. What are you doing in your everyday life? Right now, you got a job. You started out as an E1 at your job. Are you happy with doing what you're doing? Or do you go home every night, get on Facebook, get on social media, complain, yet you have done nothing to earn the next rank other than complain about your job, complain about the leadership at your job. You've done nothing but complain about the president, complain about white lives matter, complain about black lives matter, complain about what's on TV, complain, and it's gotten you nowhere. Now, do you want to get to E2? Guess what? It's really simple. Keep showing up to work, stop the complaining, brush your teeth in the morning, put on a nice outfit, get up, get going, get out. Now all of a sudden you're at E2. What does that mean? Ooh, that means you get a little bit of a pay raise. You get a little bit more money, okay? So you're sitting there between an E1 and an E6, and you're like, oh, I'm at E2 now. I'm actually moving up. So now you get a little motivation. You realize the work and the effort you got to do is actually not that much. It's just the process of, do you want to learn the next few things? It's like that in business also. Do you want to go to those extra seminars? Do you want to read the extra manual at your job? Do you want to go in and instead of working 5 hours at your job week going in, now you're going in and you're going to do like 20 hours? That's an E2. It means you're giving little effort, but you're doing a little bit of something, and you're going to make it in life. All right, I'm an E2. But then you start looking around and you're like, man, I'm still not making enough money. I still have to get food stamps. I still have to rely on friends and family. Why am I not making this? Okay, I'm going to college. How come I'm not making any money? Well, you need the work experience. All right, so now what happens is you do the next step. The next step is an E3. Okay, now you're an E3. You're a Lance Coolio, Lance Corporal. I think in the Army it's a specialist, okay? In the Navy it's something else. Every rank, every branch has a different rank structure. Now, why am I going over all this stuff with you and how the rank structure works? Because I think it emphasizes the overall need of why you've got to do something and earn your keep in life. It's not a matter of I'm taking out the trash for mom and dad anymore. It's the matter of what do I got to do at my work, my business, or what do I have to do to get to the next job to where I personally am feeling responsible for what I make. Okay, so now you go out and now you're going to do those extra classes, you're going to the extra seminars, you're dressing up every day, you're basically starting to come back on all the negativity you're putting on social media, you're not gossiping so much around the water cooler at work, and now all of a sudden you're like, look, I love what I do, but you know what? I feel I can take on more responsibility. That's what your work means. That means you're willing to take on more responsibility. You're willing to do more work for what you are worth. Okay. Now, why is this all motivating? Because as an E3, we sometimes call it a terminal Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps. How many of y'all out there know what a terminal Lance Corporal is? It means you're not putting forth as much effort, but on the other hand, you're giving just enough so that, you know what, yeah, I'm here, I come to work, I show up, I work my 40 hours a week. You know what, I really don't care about what I do. I really don't care about the next rank. I really don't care about the pay raise. I'm basically here, my contract's almost up. I'm almost good to go. However, man, it sure would be nice to get that blood stripe. In the Marine Corps, if you become an E4, you get what's called the blood stripe. You become an NCO, a non-commissioned officer. All right, so now you're in there, and you're like, you know, I'm this E3, and I'm tired of being, you know, this pay grade. You know, I only make a couple more dollars. There's only a little bit of difference that separates me from that person that just got on with this job. There's only a little difference that separates me and the weight loss that I'm doing. You know, I know something? I need to pick it up a couple notches. I need to be more today than who I was yesterday. All right, so now you actually have to ask questions. What do I got to do to become an E4? What do I got to do to become a corporal or whatever it is in the Army? What is it that I have to do to make a difference? Now all of a sudden they're going to let you know. You want to be an E4. You have to take the company on as for what it's worth. You need to give 100% to that company. You need to give 100% to the Marine Corps. You got to give yourself everything now. Now you got to start showing that you're willing to do everything you're worth. It's not about growth. It's about giving your all for the level that you're at. So now you go out there and you give your all. Instead of walking that first block, you run it. Because guess what? You could have ran it the first time. You just chose not to. Now all those no's that you said in the back of your head, I'm not going to do this. I don't care about that. I don't give a crap about this. Well, now all of a sudden you got to get rid of that. All that crap on social media, you need to start going through and deleting all your negative crap. It doesn't matter if it's negative about the government, about the president, about your work, about your bosses, about your friends. You need to go start basically deleting that. Why? Because that's not you anymore. Now you want the next pay rate. You want to move up in levels. You want to be somebody more today than who you were yesterday. But the thing about it is everybody thinks that you got to be more. No. In order to get the next pay raise, you just got to get rid of the negative crap in your life that has been holding you back from who you really are. You want to become a corporal, you want to become an E4, you want to get that main pay raise to where all of a sudden it shows a difference. I'm talking about a big jump in money. So what you do is you get rid of all that. Now all of a sudden, congratulations, you're an E4. You've got responsibility now. You have lives that matter. Beans, bullets, and buddies. Okay? Now in the business world, that means you're taking the business that you're working in and you're making it yours. You're taking the people around you and you're taking responsibility for their actions, not just yours. You are now getting rid of all the no's in your head and learning why it was so hard for people above you when you're sitting there complaining about them. Now all of a sudden you're the one who gets complained about. Why? Because now you learned what responsibility is. You learned that it's not about what they think or what they do. It's about what you teach them. It's about how you bring them into the battle. It doesn't matter if you're going into war, if you're going into training. It doesn't matter if you're going to lose weight. It doesn't matter if you're going off the next sale. What matters is, as an E4, you are now responsible, not just for yourself, but you have taken it upon yourself to be responsible for the few people that are around you. Now all of a sudden you go from a fire team leader to a squad leader. You have responsibility. That means if something happens, it will be on you. So now all of a sudden you're like, man, they can't slack off anymore. They can't keep going to the bars every night coming in drunk because it's affecting my performance. That means you took on the responsibility of other people, and you still may be in your contract, okay? Thing about it is, when most people become an E4, when all of a sudden they go into their job and they have like a small team around them that they're responsible for, they're getting paid what they're worth. As an E4, you're getting paid what you're worth. It's not about your college. It's not about your education. It's about taking on responsibility for those around you. The problem is, now when you become an E4, you're like, I already am responsible for these people. I'm doing a pretty good job. How do I get to an E5? What does it mean to get to an E5? You know what? Here's the thing. Mission first. Let's go over what it means mission first. It doesn't matter if you die on the mission. It doesn't matter if those around you die on the mission. Mission has to be accomplished. Why? Because if you do not accomplish the mission, others will be lost. The mission, if you're charging a machine gun nest, if you're basically going in and you're going head first and you're responsible for all these people, the first thing is to achieve the mission. That means you have to tell people to do things you would never imagine yourself having to tell them. You would never imagine the leadership role that you're in. The reason why is because now everything you do, others are watching you. So you're telling your team, we've got to go accomplish this. We need to get this done. You need to go first and then tell others you're following me, and you need to drag them along with you whether they like it or not. They're going to complain or they're going to get out. Simple as that. So now you're dragging them along and you're getting through it alive. The problem is, if you train them correctly, they will survive. If you train them properly, they will know what to do if everything hits the fan. So now you're going in there. You are training them. They're going into combat. They're going into the business seminars. They're going out there and they're talking to people. They're going out losing weight because that's what you train them to do. The thing about it is, it all boils down to was I lazy and did I do my job? Or did I basically take responsibility for my actions so others would learn to follow me into the pits of the fire? I'm trying to watch what I say because sometimes I understand that I do get that motivational Marine Corps person in me. And I want you all to know that this is what you got to do. You think truck drivers like driving every single day to certain places, not being home with their families? Do you think firefighters like to rush into a burning building? Do you think police officers like to go over there and just pull over people? Do you think salespeople like to go from door to door to get told no every single day? Do you think that people that are building a business like all these negative comments? No, but they do it knowing it's going to happen. Because you want to know something? They are making a difference in other people's lives, and there's always somebody that has challenged them, that is leading them into what they're doing. Now they're getting paid for their performance. Now they're making work their worth every single day. You have to earn every single day what you're worth. Quit expecting handouts. Quit expecting people to give you stuff. You know how many nurses I know have to go in with unruly patients? They are beautiful people. They're awesome people. They're handsome people, nurses. They go into these rooms every single day, good or bad, to deal with people that don't feel well, and they get told off. They got to deal with bedpans. They have to deal with people that crap themselves. They got to deal with blowing blood with people that don't like needles. They got to deal with kids yelling in their faces. Then they go home to their families every day. But you want to know something? They're making what they earn. They don't ask for your respect. They could care less how you feel. Because you want to know something? That is their job. That is their responsibility. That's what they love to do. And they're doing it because they know that nobody else will. That's leadership. Now, don't get me wrong. All the nurses I know, they love the people that come in and talk to them. But let's face it. They don't love a screaming kid in their face, punching them, hitting them. They don't like to change bedpans. They don't like to basically change sheets. They don't like to watch people die in front of them, but they do it because they know they have a responsibility. But they moved up. They are leaders in their field. They are non-commissioned officers in their field. They are officers. Now, let's go to the next one. Mission. That has to get done. That bedpan has to be changed. Those cops have to pull over those people. They have to go take kids out of homes with abusive parents. They have to go put themselves in harm's way every day. Do you think a firefighter wants to rush into a burning building? Heck no. There's not a single person out there that wants to do that. But they do it because they know they have to save lives. They know what they do matters. They know that it's job first, mission critical. Every day is mission critical. This is what you got to get in and understand. No matter what you're doing in life, whether you're a truck driver, to a firefighter, to a police officer, to a salesperson, it is mission critical. Mission first. You're right. If your friends die around you, oh my God, they should have came first. No, if the mission doesn't get done, everybody else dies. Next thing, buddies. The people around you that you trained. If they're not trained right, then how are they ever going to get into the mission? If they're not trained right and they get shot, you need to keep them safe. You need to make sure that they have the education and the knowledge to take on everyday activities because you're responsible for them. Okay? Mission first, buddies second. Okay? You need to make sure that they are taken care of. You need to make sure to pull them out. You need to make sure that after the mission that you're getting them out as fast as possible. You need to make sure that you know what their feelings are, who their families are. You need to know every part of those people that are in there with you. Okay? Whether it comes to sales, or whether it comes to truck driving, or whether it doesn't matter. How about if you're trying to instruct people on how to lose weight? Did you ask them how they feel? Did you make sure that their heart rates are proper? Did you make sure that they're going all in and all out? No. You think about it as nothing is free in life. Get that in your thick skull right now. If you want a pay raise, nothing is free, but you need to take care of people if you want to earn your keep. You need to take care of those around you. You need to make sure people are okay. If you're in it for yourself, you're never going to go nowhere with life. You need to make sure the people around you are taken care of. So, buddies was second. Bullets. Now, bullets can mean anything. It means that you're properly prepared for the mission at hand. It means you have your paperwork. It means that you have your sales. It means that you have a game plan. Okay? It means that you can run out, but then it goes back down to what do you know to get yourself out of the situation. You can throw rocks if you have to, just as long as you know that everything you're doing, there are things that you prepare for that you understand. There are things that you prepare for that you understand that you shouldn't even need to have a bullet. You should be able to do it without any tools at all. But tools can become essential if it means getting in and getting out. And the last one, beans. Beans means the food, means the knowledge, it means the know-how. It means did you give them everything they're prepared for? Okay? And when you're sitting there, it helps morale, it helps knowledge, it helps confidence. Okay? Mission critical. Now here's just it. When you get up to an E4 and then you become an E5, E5 is just meaning now you're willing to learn more to do what the E4 already does. You're willing to take on, to go from a nurse to a nurse practitioner, a police officer to a detective, a fire to a fire marshal, okay, a sales rep to an executive director. Now all of a sudden you're there and you're like, okay, well, my contract's up. Most people will quit at this stage. They'll go get a different job and they got to start all over again. They'll go stop. Well, here's just it. Did you know if you look at every single job, every single opportunity, if you're over there losing weight, sure, you lost 5 pounds. Congratulations on you. I'm going to pat you on the back. You did what you set out to do. Great job. And yes, I am proud of you for doing it. But this is just it. If you were able to lose that 5 pounds, how come you can't lose 10? Now, this is where everybody's blind. This is where people don't see. All you saw was an E1 through an E6, a staff NCO. You got up to staff NCO, your contract's up. Now you're looking at yourself and you're like, man, I'd like to do more. Did you know there's an entire 2 more rank structures? You never saw it though because you didn't care. When you first came on, you were only worried about that first paycheck. You were not worried about anybody but yourself. As you picked up rank, you started worrying about that person next to you, the right, and then to the left. Then you worried about those around you. You became a fire team into a squad into a platoon into a company. But now when you look around, you're like, you know what, I can keep going. What does it mean to keep going? E7 and up. How about you become a staff NCO, a gunnery sergeant, a first sergeant, sergeant major, master gunnery sergeant, warrant officer? Did you know there's more ranks after where you're at, but you never once bothered to look at what you can do? Sure, you may not get that promotion work, but what if you want to take on more responsibility so they can see that you're worth the money they pay you? If they're not paying you what you're worth, then you probably shouldn't be there. If they're not paying you, the problem is, do not look at what you're worth through your eyes. Because if you look at it through your eyes, every one of you is going to look like, well, I'm worth $1 million. And yes, actually you are, but you're never going to get paid that. Unless you're doing $1 million job and you're making the company $10 million. Then you're making what you're worth. You got to understand, in small companies at the top, you can't get there. You can't be one of the owners. You can't be one of the board. But you can move up as far as you can go. If you're losing weight and all of a sudden you took off all the pounds, what makes you stop from going on putting muscle now, putting the weight back on, but this time instead of the form of fat, putting on in muscle? In other words, you made it up to an E5. You lost the weight you needed to lose. Great, now you're thin. Oh, look, how about now turning into muscle? How about now get fit? How about now starting to take things out of your diet that normally you would never take out of your diet before? See, everything can go back to a military rank structure. Why? Because in sales, if you've made it to one position, now why not train people to be where you're at? Don't just tell them, yeah, you can get there, and they never make it and they don't have confidence in you. Go back down to them, lead them by the hand, and bring them to where you're at and show them over and over and over again. Be consistent on everything you do. Motivation is about being consistent time and time again. Okay? You know why firefighters can run into a burning building? Their body's telling them not to, but they've done it so many times in training that now they can go right in. It sucks, but they do it. You know why a police officer can go amongst the crowd? Because it's consistent. They do it over and over and over again. In training, you know why Marines can hit their target every time? Because we fire so many rounds downrange during training, during practice, during drills. It's muscle memory. Now we just go in and do it. Now, once we're in there doing what our brains and our minds and our muscles are trained to do, now we have to make sure that everybody else is doing exactly what is trained to do. Do you think I tell people to read 11 good pages of a book because it's fun? No, I tell it to them because it's what it's worth. It's training. It's basically get yourself used to it. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It doesn't matter if the book is good or not. If you keep reading over and over and over again, read the same book if you have to. But reading 11 pages over and over again, when all of a sudden you're on the line and have to actually do what it's told or do the mission, now you're going to resort back to that one thing, muscle memory. In the military, it all goes back to muscle memory. What have you done? What have you learned? How are you getting by in life? Have you taken all that negative crap off your freaking social media? Did you learn not to cuss so much? Did you learn to basically treat people like they should be treated and not like you're like fresh off the block? Okay? I had somebody tell me the other day, oh, well, it's okay for these teenagers to carry around guns. They're just trying. No, it's not. Now, do I believe in the Second Amendment? Yes. Do I believe it's right? But guess what? If you're some gangbanger running around, throwing around a gun, never once got the practice or training, you should not be allowed to carry around a gun. And if you're basically doing it because you saw it in the movies didn't teach you nothing. You need to get around somebody that can properly train you on the things you need to do, whether it's sales, whether it's weight loss. And everybody thinks I go off on different tangents. I'm actually not. It all goes back to what are the things that you learned that are pushing you ahead in life, that are getting you more money, that are getting you more recognition, that are giving you more chances to help people. I had somebody the other day tell me, I don't want to be rich. I never once told you can be rich. I said, I will train you to help people. Well, I don't want to be rich because, rich people. Guess what? I'm not telling you to be rich. I am telling you how to put food on the table for your family. I am telling you how to do things so you're not less reliant on the government, less reliant on your friends. If you're over there borrowing money from your friends every day, and every day you're calling them up and you owe all these people money, then you need to go back and reevaluate where you're at in life. Because if all of them told you no, and now you're on the side of the road peddling for money, how is that going to get you anywhere? It's not about being rich. It's about if the more people you help somebody lose weight. And you know what? If you lead by example, that means you're out there trying to lose weight also. Now they're losing weight. You want to know what they're going to do? They're going to pat you on the back and say, thank you very much. You want to know something? That's going to make you feel pretty good, isn't it? Because of you, they feel that they lost that weight. But you want to know something? It goes back to what you did. It goes back to what you're reading, what you're learning, how you're learning it, how you're reading it. It's going back to doing the things that you know how to do best. You must learn your rank structure. You must know where you're at, but now learn that there's another rank above you that you can go after. Don't go after the E6 when you're an E1. Go after the E2. Build who you are from the inside. If you're going into sales, don't go out there and try to do 40 people today, because it's not going to happen. Go out there and do 1. Then go to do 2. Then go do 3. Go out there until you get 1 yes. If you're going out there to lose, I'm going to go lose 20 pounds by the end of the week. Congratulations. You're just not even going to do it. You're not even going to lose a single pound because you put all your hopes and your goals on areas you cannot accomplish. Now, if you do it, good on you. But I say go out and lose 5 pounds. but shoot for 6. Go out and shoot for 10 pounds, but lose 11. Do a little bit more than what you actually set out to do and make it reasonable goals. But if you keep setting your goals low enough, if you shoot for goals that are lower than who you are and lower what you can do and you hit it every time, who cares? I could care less about what you do. If you shoot your goals so high and you keep missing, but you keep shooting for them, then you're awesome. Why? Because at least you're shooting for those goals. You're going after them day after day after day. You're going after for more money. You're going after more skill set. Okay? So take off the negative crap on social media. Be a better person. Start reading some good books. Start saying please and thank you to people. Start forgiving your enemies. Start asking for forgiveness. Start going into your job and treating people like human beings. And when all of a sudden you hear all these little chirpy little chickens around the water cooler, go to a different place. Get friends that care about where you're at in life and not friends that want to demote you, push you down, kick you down to their level. If you have somebody that says, here, pull the trigger on this because I'm not going, no, do not get around people that are not willing to do it themselves, that have not done it themselves. Don't be around the people that do as I say, not as I do. Man, in the military, we hate that. In the military, we all say, hurry up and wait. That drives us crazy. Don't make somebody wait on you. Make sure that they understand that 15 minutes early is on time. And if you get there on time, they're late. Well, that's another chapter for another day. Go out every day and be more. Be who you are. Be fantastic. But you got to get yourself motivated. Every day you got to get out there and figure out what motivates you. Not everybody's going to get motivated the same way. Not everybody's going to listen to what I have to say. Not everybody's going to listen to what you have to say. Not everybody's going to talk nice about you. But guess what? If you start talking nice about others, eventually the people, they're just going to leave you alone. Maybe they're talking negative because no one said anything nice or positive about them. Sometimes each year I like to go on to my social medias. Now I do a lot with social media. I understand that. But I will find different people and I will start thinking. Anybody think in my head, I'm going to give them a compliment. Because those are things I mean because they're coming directly from my head and my heart. And I put it on there. And you want to know something? People are like, oh, that's how he really feels about me. He doesn't. No, I don't think negative about you. I don't think negative about my worst enemies. I don't even think of them as my worst enemies. Some other people do. I don't care about my past. I asked forgiveness for that a long time ago. Who cares? It's done. It's over with. Move on. People that can't move on have not forgiven themselves for the things they've done. You want to get to E4 and E5. You want to get to that next pay raise. Then you better start learning what's around you. You better start learning how to read books. Start learning what to do in your job to get to that position. Just going to work is not going to get you there. Just dressing up is not going to get you there. Just brushing your teeth in the morning is not going to get you there. These are things you have to do every single day. Look at it like Groundhog Day. And I think I already got another motivational thing. Look at Groundhog Day. Did you know if you watched the movie Groundhog Day, every time he had to learn something new, it took him about 1,000 years? In other words, 1,000 times, each one, I think they said he was in that town for a little over 1,000 and some years, because every time he had to learn something, it took him about a year to 2 years to learn each skill he learned doing the same day over and over and over again. Look, we're human beings. We make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. Go back, learn from your mistakes. Be better tomorrow than who you are today. And look for the future. It's awesome. Believe it or not, when you start talking good about people, when you start building people up, they'll start building you up or they'll just disappear. And if they disappear, you didn't need them in the first place. They'll never know what the next rank structure is. They will never know what it feels like to be an E4 or an E5 or an E6. They don't care. All they care about is themselves. All they care about is what's in it for them. But once you get to another rank, it's about what you can do for others. It's about, oh my gosh, it's funny. I had a drill instructor, and this is a common thing. They always send people to church. Doesn't matter what religion you are. They send people to church every Sunday. Guy said, I don't have a religion. Drill instructor, that's fine. Then get up here and start pushing on my quarter deck. Pushing means push-ups. So he starts doing push-ups. Oh my God, God, please help me. I can't do no more. He goes, when you stop praying to God, then I'll know you don't have a religion. So figure out a religion. You're going to go to every single religion until you figure something out. Because until you quit asking God for help, then I know that you don't have a religion. Look, every one of us matters. You need to get motivated, get educated, get doing the things. Look, not all books. Go to the freaking public library and pull books out. Okay, I read books all the time. In fact, after this, I'm getting ready to read another book because I basically scheduled my schedule for today. Read books, do some motivational stuff, then I got to go do some work. Every day, you got to understand, you matter. All right, now I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to show you something motivating. Something that can probably energize you a little bit. Let's go. This is what I love coming down here for. Are you ready? All right. Welcome to the Mississippi River. If you don't think your actions can do anything, remember this. This is the Mississippi River. Mississippi. See if you can do it with one eye. I mean, shut one of your eyes. All right. You see how big this river is? Most of us come down here. We ignore the river anymore because it becomes like a fly on the wall. It becomes a poster that nobody's paying attention to. Beautiful fountain. But remember this. Before we were even human beings on this earth, okay, this river started out as a trickle. Had nothing to do other than keep moving forward. One drop of water created this river. Now, can you find where that drop of water is now? Can you find that single drop of water that created it? It's like sand on a beach. Can you find that single grain of sand that created the beach? No. You know why? Because you can create that single drop of water amongst yourself, and over time, with education, with leadership, with building who you are, guess what? This is no longer impossible. Army Corps of Engineers used to build levees and stuff around these things. It was doable. People that always say, I can't do it, maybe you should start out with yourself and build yourself up first. No, you're not going to build something like a river. But you can build yourself up to where you become strong, where people will pay you what you're worth, what you're going for. Every day you need to go out there and you need to be more, be better, and do what is best for you and those around you. Start out as the private, end up as a staff NCO, and move yourself all the way up to a sergeant major. And if you decide to go to the officer side, that's a whole nother talk for a whole nother day. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Understand this, each and every one of you matters. Go out and lose the weight. Go out and get the sale. Go out and get the job. Go out and get the pay raise. Go out and do more with your life. Get rid of the negativity that you are so used to looking at. Don't be that person. That person's going nowhere with their life. Anybody that goes on and does all this negative crap, or bashes the president, or bashes Congress, or bashes their local government, or bashes restaurants, or bashes each other, they're not going anywhere with their life. And you can take a look at who each and every one of them are. You know why? I watch who they are, and they're not going anywhere with their lives. Because nobody wants to do anything with them. Nobody wants to have anything to do with them because they're afraid they're going to do it to them. Go out there and build people up. Build everything around you. Be more today than who you were yesterday. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Thank you for giving me your time today. I hope you go out there, and you ever need an extra person to motivate you, I'm hoping maybe I can do it. If not, I'll find somebody that will. Anyway, you everybody take it easy. God bless each and every one of you. Each and every one of you matters. And I'm going to leave you watching the river and let you know how great each and every one of you are. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles on land and air and sea. First to fight for freedom, to keep our honor clean, we're proud to claim the title of United States Marine.